Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just gonna go ahead and get this started, kick it off, awesome style. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead while I'm here and just go ahead and put the title in there. Uh, Not sure if you guys can see that or not, but today we're gonna go a little bit, well, not quite on fire, actually. Let me go ahead and show you what it is that I'm working with. Oh, well, just a second. This is me. This is what I'm working with. Um, Appreciate you guys showing up. Yeah, so I've kind of been on and off, like wondering whether or not I should actually do this tattoo, because not to make a pun of it, but it is kind of inflammatory, I suppose. Like there is a lot of political statement that can be made one way or the other, left, right, and everything but centrist, really. So I'm not really saying any of that here. I'm not really going to dig down and dig deep into that. I just really I grew up listening to punk rock music. I grew up listening to or living the skate scene. Like I grew up with all that kind of stuff. And so like what it is that I'm going to be working with, is still along that same visual kind of feel. Um, and the cool thing is that I get to do this kind of thing with you guys here, and and be able to kind of play around with some of the other ideas that go along with it. So what I have, what I'm going to be working on is none of these. Actually, it's this one up here. So it's kind of hard to tell what it is right now because I went through this very tiny stencil and worked my butt off to try to make it where I could read it while I was actually doing the tattoo. And so it's this guy right here. It's a Moltov cocktail. Doing a glass bottle, lots of little reflective areas and stuff like that. The more shaded in areas, of course, are going to be darker, and that's kind of what I went with. But I placed the tattoo on, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours ago, or the stencil 4 or 5 hours ago, just to try to see if it was something that I thought that I could even do at this scale, because this is rather small for such a detailed piece. But as I was looking at it, I realized that a majority of it is it's just two colors. It's like the way that I want to do it anyway. I'm not going to do black and white. I'm going to do a lighter and a darker green. Um, and so with the outlines a little bit bolder and the inside as close as I can get lined in with, with some of those darker areas is what I'm going to be going for. So there goes my cat. Yet one more reminder that this is not a how to tattoo, how to tattoo yourself, how to sterilize your environment. Obviously, I have a cat walking around. It's not a shop cat. This is my home. And this is where I'm doing this only to myself and to no one else right now. But I still wear gloves. I still bag up my machine. I still have sterilize my desk, my floor, and all that kind of stuff because I know that I'm messy and in a messy environment. So I want to be as safe as possible and allow my tattoos to heal as good as possible. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and start looking into what it is that we're working with here. So I'm going to be using two, possibly three different needles. The first one that I'm going with is a standard 12 size needle, 7 of them grouped in a lining configuration. And hi, how are you? Glad to see that you made it. So yeah, that's my little pointy guy. I think it's just us tonight, Miss Sunny. So, I did make a mistake, but it's one that I like making, so not a big deal. So you can see I bagged my machine here, and I'm using a white grippy tape. Now this stuff is like completely optional. It doesn't do anything for the sanitation. It's just more for the comfort. So what I use to hold my bag on in place is, a lot of people will, flip it over and use a little bit of tape. And in which case I think that this helps solidify, holding that. But I use rubber bands. to hold it into place. So really, this is so that I don't have to feel the rubber bands. But I did it in white, which is probably a bad idea because I'm a messy guy. I'm really messy. I'm extremely messy whenever it comes to this. Like I took art classes in college, and sorry, I'm just trying to mix up a couple of my inks while I'm talking to you. Took art classes in college, and like if I started off with like three colors on a palette, I'd end up with like 8, 9, 12, like just a big mess of nasty on a palette, maybe two palettes. Like I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't get it right, you know? But but I think that, this is my color theory here. I had a really interesting thing happen while I was mixing these colors. Um, Color theory did not work out right. Hey, Kat, how you doing? I know it's kind of hard to see. I don't know if you've heard me talking about doing a Moltov cocktail. This one's not going to be on fire yet, so um, please be patient. And maybe one of these days I'll go back and freehand some flames onto it. But as it stands, like what I'm really working with here is kind of hopefully, hopefully I can keep a two color thing going. So I say that, but I'm like absolutely horrible at this. So mixing colors, not tattoos. I'm not great at the tattoo part either, but I'm learning, and I have busted out the fake skin once or twice. I don't like doing it because fake skin costs money and my skins don't. Hmm. All right, time to hurt myself. Hopefully not a lot though. All right, looks like my needle is about how I want it to be. So if you guys will forgive me, I'm gonna get in pretty close here and just try to get in some of these areas. Actually, let me find. Oh, ooh, I'm not all over the place today, I swear. But like you guys said, it is Monday, so I am a little all over the place. All right, starting off with the dark green. Gonna go over some of these inside things. Yeah, so sorry, the tattoo is it's a Molotov cocktail. Let me show you uh, what I have for it. The sketch that I have. Yeah, sorry. It's this, but I don't have any of the flames on it. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe one day I'll actually light it on fire. It's a little difficult for me to get this in the shot, I guess. It seems to be without getting too personal. Yeah. So yeah. So I might pop off the screen down here on the bottom as I'm trying to get this going, but because this is an odd angle yet again, I have chosen to do the most fun thing, picking the most awesome place to do a tattoo. So I have to say I cheated on you guys today. I went ahead and touched up some of my tattoos, more recent ones. No big deal though. Promise it wasn't anything fantastical. um, no, it really wasn't anything too big. I just so the Mr. Toad that I did for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Uh, I mean that hasn't even been like it hasn't even been 2 weeks. I don't think. I don't even think it's been 1 week, and I noticed that a lot of my lines were dropping out. So I was just trying to keep. I don't know. Like I had to go back over them. Essentially, what I ended up doing was, I originally lined it with a fairly small liner, and I went back with a larger round shader actually to just make it super bold. I don't think that's a normal thing to do, but I just wanted to make sure that the lines wouldn't drop out again from me using too small of a needle. So just like always, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on, uh, getting the lines in first before I start really wiping down anything. I don't want to lose the stencil. It is rather small and delicate, which after just talking about how Mr. Toad was dropping lines, like I'm slightly worried, but not too bad, I don't think. And yeah, I am definitely I'm using this dark green. Um, so what I did, like, actually, something I found out, like kind of weird. Um, I went to mix my colors. I was like, okay, I'll do a dark green, and I'll use like a brown to to darken it up, so it looks a little bit more natural of a green, like more earthy. Not like super bright, like you know, bottle bottle green. Not so much a story behind it. I guess I was saying a little bit earlier that one of the things one of the things that I like try to stay away from the whole idea of like the political aspects of what this means now in today's world. Like talking about it earlier, um, with the whole like the Ukraine and all those guys pretty much doing the Lord's work, um, and what the Molotov cocktail has meant to them recently. And I just that's not really what this is, though. It's for me, it's just how I was growing up. I guess like the whole punk rebellion kind of thing. But it's funny because whenever I first did the design, even on the sketch on the paper, you could see like I had it lit, and I don't know, just something told me, not something told me, but like I just didn't feel right, you know, catching on fire yet. I don't know if it's a how much of a design decision that is, and how much of a just a personal preference. I don't know. I'll probably freehand some fire on it another time. So I have this really small line here. I'm gonna just made the mistake of dipping it in while the machine was running. I'm just gonna go ahead and use this tiny liner to go ahead and fill that line in. Such a tiny line. Yep, yep. Yeah, nothing terribly exciting or personal behind it, other than kind of I never used a Molotov cocktail in a conventional sense as a child or anything, but there was just that whole idea of rebellion that somehow sticks with us kids. I guess I mean, maybe I've grown out of it. I don't know. Definitely not going to go lighting things on fire and blowing them up, but at the same time, I can totally see where people would. Fine lines to work with here. This was a bad choice, especially working at all color. Trying no black and white. That's kind of crazy. It's very unlike me. I think I've been getting a little bit more brave with it, but I haven't had a success with color that I've been particularly proud of. So, I mean, I think the bomb was okay whenever I did that, but you know, it's hasn't been anything I've been like, wow, yeah, I'm so ready to do color now. Just checking to see, just checking to see if anyone said anything. I don't want to leave anybody just in the dark. Doesn't seem very nice, does it? Oh man, turkey noodle, what's up, man? How you doing? Did not expect you. And you're not late. You're here just in time to ask what the hell I'm doing to my leg. Go ahead. Uh, Hopefully it'll end up being a Molotov cocktail, but not a real one. That's the hope anyway. But I'm doing a color I'm doing right now is it's a dark green. Yeah, it would be a terrible place to keep a real one. I would agree with that. Not from experience, but I don't need that experience in my life because I have the wisdom to know that's a bad idea. That is a bad idea. I just realized something. I had tons of time to get ready today, and once more, I have left myself without water to deal with. I will be having to take a little be right back break here in a little while. Fret not, it'll be quick, I promise. You're my assistant. Thank you, my lovely assistant. Uh, no, just one. Thank you. Ah, good, good. I got a saw her in half. Not tonight. I sounded so disappointed. No, I'm not gonna saw her. I just realized that I'm doing this whole two color thing, and and I was like, yeah, I'm not lining it in black, but I am lining it in dark green, so there is that. This is where the water comes in handy. It's like a so the green. I know you can't really tell. I don't know. I wish there was some way to like color correct that, but it's like a dark, like almost like a olive drab green. Some people could say, "Ew, gross," but there's a reason for everything. I'm going to use some light green. I just realized you really just can't see nothing. So, I mean, that's a little bit better. Should get one of those like GoPros or something, and just like, no, I never really understood this, like at all. I don't understand why people get GoPros. I'm not gonna badmouth them or anything. I just don't get it. I'm going over this uh, first couple of passes like fairly nonchalantly because I know, like, I just cleaned out this cartridge, and so I already know like gonna just dump out the ink. Hopefully, this lighter green will, once it's next to that dark green, will definitely pull out that kind of feel of like a glass bottle. That's the idea anyway. Could have just made it clear and saved everyone a whole bunch of time. But the fun in that, why not just complicate things as much as possible on the super tiniest of all the tattoos? I don't want to get like super duper personal or anything, but I'm gonna. Um, One of the side effects of the meds that I take is an uncontrollable jerk. Not me, the meds. Uncontrollable by meds mostly, but that's another fun challenge that I have with the tattooing. Cool thing is, there's no such thing as a straight edge on a bottle, right? Right? Right. Just kidding. No, I love a challenge. I love a challenge. I mean, how else do you know if you're just, kind of gonna fail or just like a whole lot? Oh, good challenge will tell you. Oh, no, this is actually pretty. This is. I'm going to have to say that this is one of my most relaxing tattoos. I could almost fall asleep with this one. Almost, except all the needles and the, the new style. Yeah, I know a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but there's like this. There's this huge group of people that really just like tiny tattoos. I I don't know. I think I'm kind of I won't say shoot myself in the foot or anything, but like I think it'd be a lot easier to do these tiny tattoos on someone else. I could get a lot closer and kind of move around a little bit more. But I also have to get like really comfortable with I should say a lot more comfortable with using white to get some shadows. Like you can't just rely on the skin at that point, or the highlights, I should say. This is one of those where I'm really not sure what it's going to look like until it's healed. I'll definitely be doing some touch-ups on it though to make it to continue to improve upon it because I really do like a lot of what it's doing right now. It doesn't seem to be hating the green, so that's good. I think once probably once I show that I'm a little bit more comfortable with with the color work, I might be able to convince her, James. Maybe. That cat. Right on, right here. I would probably like if I did it. If I did my own, my own. Oh, thank you. My own throat. I would just like completely misspell everything and just do it like without any kind of template style or stencil and just be like career ender. Like even though it's more and more acceptable these days, it would still be pretty funny. Oh yeah, I was gonna switch. I was gonna switch needles. That's what I was gonna do. So this area is too small for me to comfortably take uh, a mag to fill in the color, but I have some dark here, 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 and then an outline of the dark green that I'm using, and I am With this, I believe I'm still keeping it at a. This is a 9 round shader, so this is a bigger boy for sure. Mom, yeah. Why does your throat say "wow"? Huh? It doesn't. Why does your throat say "wow"? And I'd be like, "Oh, we're not giving you the job at the preschool, bro. You're going home." What? We're not. Oh, sorry guys. We're not. Just not playing today. This thing is having a hard time putting out the ink. There we go. There we go. Now, don't let the blood fool you. It is the same deep green. Just have a hard time getting it to actually come out on the needle. There we go. I would almost argue that this is just about the right size to go ahead and throw on one of those magnums, but such a tight squeeze on some of this. I don't feel like that would be very fair to my legs. I think it's too late for me to do a tattoo of mom, but I think you're right. Like maybe Sonny could get away with it. This is a punchy little machine. That's good though. Machine. Just the word mom. I don't think I could. Oh man, imagine the hell that would happen if I try to do a portrait of your mom. Mom's a great lady, but I would screw up that portrait, and I would never hear the end of that. And you know I'd screw up that portrait, not even on purpose. That's true. I already know what she'd say too. Like, I am 100% sure that your mom would say that I did not give her big enough boobs. You drew the picture. Why didn't you just give me bigger boobs? I'm going to be immortalized in something. Should be immortalized with gray hair, if that's true. Yeah, I would really love to know why the ink is not coming out of this. Why I'm just cutting myself here. There we go. Really. I scoff because I know you're telling the truth. But not Jennifer Aniston now. You don't. And also, this ink is being such a pain. I think it was like gravity fed or something, but it's not. Yeah, there we go. On your sternum. I hear those don't hurt at all. Or infamous. But either way is good, right? Oh man, she just told us that we had to put our portraits on her butt. I mean, gotta start somewhere. Yeah. The bottom. I gotta clean it up. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more yellow to the light green. Just go over some of the areas again. Yellow. I don't have any fancy way of stirring things, so I got like a toothpick. Unused. Okay, used once to stir paint. Probably shouldn't be used as a toothpick. Also, if you used it as a toothpick, probably shouldn't be using it to tattoo yourself. So now we have some understanding how all that works. Oh yeah, because I just rinsed out that needle. I'm back at the liner again. Some of these areas are pretty darn tight to get into, so before I go too much further, I don't want to see what we have, where I'm at with it. A little rinse. I think I'm happy with that. Seems like most of the ink just stayed on top. That is a sad day. All right. It looked cool before I did that. This is going to be so fun. Keep whacking that. Sometimes like my favorite part of this is like going back and fixing the mistakes. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's my least favorite part, but looking a little bit on the angry side, just a tiny bit. Well, I mean, that's better on the light green part. Some of it anyway. All right. Smearing. Just smearing all over the place. Get a break from that. Clean up that dark. Some of this stuff on there real quick. Right. sure it's actually staying in this time. Not the idea, right? Like, be a whole lot of work to go through for a temporary tattoo. You know? So much fun. Actually, it's not even that bad. But having to do it twice, that's not a fun feeling. That's a hurtful feeling. No idea why my dog just got up and decided to shake herself, but whatever. Her prerogative, you know. She's allowed to do such things. Hmm. Yeah, I have no idea what was going on in my head whenever I decided to do this. I think I was just like, yeah, Moltov cocktail. But, you know, it's actually, it's turning out okay. Just on the second go round, I mean, I noticed that this probably, I noticed that this, should come over and try it. Um, this one needle grouping was really having a tough time actually putting anything out on the skin. And it doesn't seem to be having the same problem. I don't know what all about, but I guess since I'm, able to go back and change some of the line thickness and stuff like that, like doesn't even make me mad. You know, it's just a little tiny bit upsetting that I'm still not to a point where I can comfortably say that I can consistently draw these lines and pack the color in there the way that I want to. It's only slightly embarrassing because I feel like I should be at least a little bit further along than that. Come on, man, you know me. It's not about perfection. It's about, about perfection. Always has been, always will be. I'm learning to live with the mistakes of not being. Finally got that green to stick. Dark green. That's so much better. Some time for me to go back with the light green. But you know what? I think, I don't know, might be a bad idea. You know, I like a bad idea every once in a while. Uh, Learn to tattoo on yourself. But I think I'm just going to go in with the same needle grouping and that light green. Try to fill it that way. I know there's some sharper spots in there to kind of have to pay attention to, but I think it might be worth it. Go ahead and pack that in there. I mean, it's starting to look more and more like a bottle. I think if I ever do decide to draw the flames in there, huge difference, but maybe not. I don't know. I can't imagine that there's going to be too many people that are looking that far up my thigh. Um, and of those people, I don't know how many people would just be like, "What is that?" Probably shouldn't be that many people looking that close at my thighs. That actually stayed. That's right. Sound effects are free, guys. Thirds. Of the perfect ones? I love that in the morning time my daughter will ask me to the tattoo every morning. What's your tattoo? Ooh, show me what you tattooed. I try to explain to her, she's young, what a Moltov cocktail was. Doesn't really seem like I guess, a good parenting uh, conversation to have. I tried though. Hey, at least I'm tattooing them and not making them, right? I think that would be more of a bad parent move. Maybe that'd be a great parent move. You know? Dog is angry. Which bucket? Just trying to protect me. She's just trying to make sure everyone in the house is supposed to be in the house. Oh my gosh, it's looking more and more like a bottle. Okay, it's just about done. More cool sound effects. All right. See you later, Kat. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Hope to see you tomorrow. Almost there. I should just stop. But I really feel like a teeny tiny, you know, Moltov cocktail tattoo just can't be finished without more detail. Not that it's a highly detailed doohickey anyway. Oh my goodness. Must be munchkins about in my house. I don't know if you guys could hear my dog, but she's ridiculous. The other one just getting in on the fun. My cat using some kind of box for a scratch and post. She's cool though. Someone likes to give her dirty looks after she does it. Cat doesn't seem to care though. Giving a touch of yellow to kind of lighten some of the further highlight, some of the highlights on here. The crazy thing about the yellow though is that even though I just dumped a ton of it in there, it's totally not going to show up until after this heals. I thought that was kind of odd, but read up on it a few times just to make sure. And it seems like light colors don't really show up very well unless you overwork it. Um, so I got some smearing, but I guess I can show you guys a little bit better. That is a bottle, and it's got some liquid in it, and it's got a rag sticking out of it. So I do believe, unless I am fully miscalculating the deed, that would be a Moltov cocktail. A little bit shorter in size than a regular one, but you know. Oh, and so you can see it like in the way that it's supposed to be. Probably wouldn't be getting any closer than that, and that's with my leg fully extended. So it should look very much like one. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I was a little bit worried. Um, like Sonny said, uh, glass is hard. I haven't done like shiny surfaces and all that kind of stuff. Um, so that was a little crazy. Uh, Also, trying a two tone color was a little bit different, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, as soon as I poured that first bit of the green soap liquid, like to wash off the ink, and I saw how much it did not stick, I was really, really frustrated. But the fact of the matter is I mean, I think you know, without overworking it, I think that I was able to put in the detail without going too crazy. So I'll definitely thank you. I appreciate it with the details. Super sweet. I'll definitely go in and clean it up another time. I think, and I might start working. Maybe some ideas as far as that might be my first freehand project is actually adding the flames on there. Maybe I don't know. But I know that I do have to get to this guy. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. So remember, I had said that I had to go back and redo the lining on Mr. Toad. So I figure I owe you guys kind of a, like an update on that. So kind of ignore this. I don't know. It's like an ingrown hair or something. Um, but I went back, like it was really fine, and for some reason, like down here on his foot, and up here, like on his jacket, this whole collar right here, all the lines just dropped out. I still don't really know why, because some of them were fine, but I think it might have been the going back and forth between, this meaty part and this, bone part, and me trying to gauge subconsciously, like, the different depth of skin that I'd be hitting. So, um, yeah, just goes to show. And then I did not do this guy, but he's healed pretty much. Didn't do anything with him. Yeah, yeah, definitely making some progress. I do need to work on this guy. I'm a little bit frightened of this one, but I need to go back and fix. Like, I don't mind the organic lines. Like, I drew them like that on purpose, but I feel like I need to smooth some of them out and be a little bit more consistent with the uh, the shadowing. So I might actually go in and kind of fix him up um, before I attempt to add any color in. And I might do that tomorrow, like maybe tomorrow afternoon or something if I have time. If not, then that might be what I do tomorrow night. Is just go in and do a before and after on them. Who knows? Who knows? I might be hit with some kind of weird epiphany of something that I need to do, and just finish that out. So anyway, um, I appreciate you guys showing up. Look at that. I got next stream Monday. How about we change that? How about we say that we'll do that, I don't know, like tomorrow or something. How's that? I bet you love what? Hmm. Can I spell tomorrow? Can I? Did I spell it right? I think that's right. Tomorrow at around 8:30. So anyway, I appreciate you guys showing up tonight. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys just hanging out and being awesome like you always are. Being very encouraging, and just follow me along on this fun time that I'm having. I mean, really, like some days it's like really super fun. Some days, I mean, I got a little frustrated today, but not enough that, like by the end I wasn't. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw me, but I was like, like I was really getting into it on some of these parts. So yeah, it ended up being fun again. Weird, but yeah, join me tomorrow, and I hope you guys all get a good night's rest and recuperation from your Monday. All right, guys, I will see y'all later.